thank you to our sponsor, MBA Growth Partners.
Hello and welcome to Studio 501c3. I'm your host, Kim Jones, Executive Director of the Nonprofit Village. Our show features nonprofit organizations designated as 501c3 by the IRS for providing a public benefit. Your donations to them are deductible in most cases. Nonprofit Village and Montgomery Community Media are partners on Studio 501c3. It's a proud collaboration featuring our county's excellent nonprofit programs and services. And today, our show features the nonprofit SciTech2u, which offers intellectually stimulating and fun activities for children to explore and learn how science, technology, and math work. Joining me today is Executive Director Zainab Abbas. Zainab, it's great to have you here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Yeah. Good. So tell us about your concept, because I think this was all your concept. You're the founder. So tell us about your concept for really establishing this program and a little bit about the range of activities.
Yeah, sure. The concept is to just get kids in the classroom doing hands-on science. I have a wide range of background. I worked in pharmaceutical, I worked in biotech, I worked at Walter Reed Army Institute of Research for the government, and I also taught for 9 years at a college, and that kind of was the impetus for me to start this program. Mm-hmm. I wanted kids to actually learn by doing rather than just kind of reading through textbook. So that's basically the concept. And I look at, I work with kids from K through 12. Of course, I adjust the program for, age appropriate, for it to be age appropriate.
And these are all out of school time activities. Yes. So after school, yes. Do you do work on weekends with kids?
Yeah, when I first started the organization, I did after school, I did summer camps, and I did weekend programs. And the students, basically, the courses range from a variety. I started because I have a background in molecular and developmental biology. I started with genetics, and then we moved into engineering, we moved into environmental, and the students would dissect, for anatomy and physiology, the students would dissect animals, frogs, hearts, brains. They would extract DNA from fruits and vegetables. We do microscopy, they look at sound, and they also look at the history. They learned that, paper was first made in China. A lot of people think it's, the papyrus in Egypt, but right. When you look back, they learned that, it's actually China. Okay. Right now, currently, we have an after-school program where the students are doing aeronautics, right? Oh, and wow. They find out about the first person who flew. But with our program currently, some of our students, our high school and middle school students will co-pilot a plane, and the elementary school students will do simulation.
Okay.
And they also get an opportunity to go to iFly, where they experience indoor skydiving. Not only that, they also
fun. There's some real fun experiential stuff in there too.
Yes, they're having a great time. Just today, a parent emailed me and said, "This is, the program is so great. It's kind of reinforcing what they're actually learning in school." Okay. And now more than ever, this is what we want to do, because the students have that virtual learning, and sometimes they may not get that connection that they need. So when they have that hands-on activity, they can really connect and realize those things that they're learning in textbook.
It does it makes a big difference. So one of the things that you mentioned is that you do work K through 12. Is there a continuum? Are there specific topics at different age groups, or is there a continuum as you move from one age group to another? Now you're going to have this other curriculum, or is it spread out the same curriculum but age appropriate for different age groups?
Yes, it's the same. It's the same material, the same curriculum, but it's a little bit more advanced. As we move from elementary school to middle school, it gets a little bit more advanced. It gets a little bit more intense. The experiments are different. than, for a high school and middle school than what an elementary school student would do. So they get a little bit more content. They're required to get a little bit more, and the experiments are a little bit more intricate than, what an elementary school student would do. But it's, they get it all. For instance, with our current program, the students will be making rockets. So the high school students will be making rockets that will actually take off into midair, whereas elementary school students will be making straw rockets, but they'll both get that same concept that they're doing. And then in a few months, the high school students will be doing Arduino, whereas the elementary school students will be learning about circuitry and, connect wires and so on. So
and I've heard you talk about, what did you tell me? I think your students were creating holograms or something.
Yes.
So I guess, does that fall under the engineering?
Yes, that falls under the engineering. So we have mechanical engineering, we have civil engineering programs. So one of our winter camps, the students were making holograms, they were making robotic arms, they were making robotic cars. It ran a gamut, and they enjoyed it. So, and
remind me when you started the program. How long have you been running the program?
The program, we're actually going into our 10-year anniversary, but we started in 2011. So the program started in 2011, 9 years ago. So,
wow. And how many students are you serving altogether every year?
Typically, we serve about 30 students a year. So about 10 students in the summer, 10 in the winter, or 10 to 15 in the summer, 10 to 15 in the winter. But this particular year, because of the pandemic, we didn't get a chance to serve students in the summer months because of the pandemic. So great. So we've got some more questions to talk to you about. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about why connecting children to science in fun ways is important. You're watching Studio 501c3 on Montgomery Community Media. Stay with us and we'll be right back.
I think someone at my friend's school has this thing called autism. My friend's brother's son has autism. My neighbor's son has autism. My son has autism.
Autism is getting closer to home. Today, 1 in 88 children is diagnosed with autism. That's a 1,000% increase in the last 40 years. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush, brush. Every day and every night. Brush, brushy, brush, 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 brush. Know what you're doing, son. Here's what you gotta do. Nothing as your toothbrush so that you can brushy brush your teeth. Look out, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now spit. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
Welcome back to Studio 501c3. I'm Kim Jones, and with me today is Zainab Abbas, founder and CEO of SciTech2u. So we were talking about some of the very cool programs that I think if a lot of us had this opportunity to have hands-on, more of us might have gone into science or technology or math programs. But I mentioned that you had talked about holograms before, and you said, creating electric cars. You also have mentioned in the past work with students on heart and brain. So you're doing anatomy, I guess, and even disease and how disease can affect the body.
Yes, we did a program on oncology. So they learned, the students, and the students ranged, from elementary again, through that program, middle school, and they learned about oncology, how cancer starts and how it manifests itself, and they determine the difference between benign and metastasizing malignant cancer. So, they learn a wide range of STEM programs. And also I mentioned STEAM because a lot of what they do is, they draw what they see. For instance, they draw out the heart, they'll draw out the brain, and then they also make clay models of a lot of the different organs that we make. So before they would dissect, they would kind of understand the anatomy of a particular organ before they actually go in and dissect, and they're able to identify those parts. So we do a wide range of, we have a wide range of different programs. And sometimes I even have some of the students kind of have an input in what they want to actually learn in terms of the programs. One of our best programs, a student actually helped produce my son. So he had engineering, that was the hologram. Okay. He came up with the hologram idea. He thought it would be neat, and the kids loved it.
Yeah. Well, that's
the robotic
cool when you get to have some input into what you're learning, it can make all the difference. I think that's the same for everybody, kids, adults, people learn when they're engaged in what they want to know more about. So I want to get to some of your supporters. Tell us who some of your supporters are that make these programs possible.
Of course, the Nonprofit Village. I can't thank Nonprofit Village enough. I mean, it just kind of opened the doors for us. Currently, we just got a grant from the DHCD, Department of Housing and Community Development. That was really helpful. Currently, we have 28 students in our after-school program. Walmart has also gave us a very nice donation a couple of years ago. Home Depot has also supported us. The community has just overwhelmingly been supporting us with, we held a few fundraisers, and I mean, our friends, our family, the community.
That's great.
The duck pond, I can't say enough about the duck pond program.
Yeah, I remember you working with Tom with the duck pond. So we've only got about a minute left, and just for our viewers, if someone wants to get engaged with you, obviously people can go to your website and make a donation, but if they want to get engaged in any other way, are there some volunteer opportunities?
Yes, definitely. I'm looking for instructors to help. I'm looking for grant writers. I'm looking for anyone to help with capacity building. So although we've been around for 10 years, we're still a very young organization.
Sure.
So any help in any form with our board, we're still looking for board members to come in and help support us. We have fundraisers on a regular basis. So, if someone wants to help start a fundraiser for our organization, we're definitely open to that, but we to Giving Tuesday. And
right. Good. Well, we're about out of time. I'm sorry. I would love to go on a little bit more. But I want to thank you for being here today. Zainab Abbas is the CEO, founder of SciTech2u. Thanks so much for joining us. To find more about their programs, you can visit the website at SciTech2u. That's SCITECH, the number 2 and u.org. And that should be on our screen as well. So thanks again. Studio 501c3 is your window on nonprofits in Montgomery County. I'm Kim Jones, Executive Director of the Nonprofit Village. Join us next time on Montgomery Community Media for more Studio 501c3.